Hello, I'm Kearn Cherry, the collaborator. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to build amazing relationships. So, many years ago, I was a chamber ambassador and I was volunteering in the welcome committee. And of course, in the welcome committee, you want to choose companies that you either want to get to know, people you want to meet, something that probably relates to what you do in business. And I'm in the healthcare business, so I wanted to connect to somebody who's in healthcare, senior care, that type of stuff. So I pulled the person's name and we had their birthday date. So I actually took her a gift for her birthday. Upon arrival, she wasn't there, so I left a note and the gift on her table. When she got back in, she was excited to get the gift, and she called me to see if I would set up a meeting and meet her. So we did, and from that meeting, we actually developed an amazing relationship. We actually had, over time, we created events together, networking events, conferences, and we actually did a lot of referrals from her, and I also sent her a lot of referrals as well. So today what I want to talk about is how you can establish relationships like that actually increases your bottom line as well. So I'm going to give you talk about 6 different things that can help you develop amazing relationships. So one of the things, number 1, is be a great listener. Number 2, you want to give and the rest will follow. Number 3, be consistent and manage your emotions. Number 4, be intentional on spending time, special time, extra time on key relationships that you're trying to develop. Number 5, try to listen and learn and remember what's important to that person that you're trying to develop a relationship with. And number 6 is be sincere, honest, always remain humble, and just be real. So these are the 6 things that I'm going to go over to help you build those amazing relationships. The first thing again is how to be a great listener. So a lot of times when we're talking to people, and I'm just going to ask how many people when you're talking, you actually are thinking about what your answer is going to be to the person you're talking to. So one of the things you want to do is try to focus on the person and the conversation. A lot of times we all get distracted. We have a lot of things going on and a lot of things in the environment that stimulates us. But if you're trying to build a relationship, you really want to focus on the conversation so that you can figure out what really makes that person tick. So you want to do, there's a trick you can, it's not really a trick, it's just a habit you should develop. And that is watching when you're talking to somebody, especially face to face. You want to watch their body language. You want to look at their facial expression and see how they respond to things. And this will help you in developing and figuring out what's on their mind, what actually are they looking for. I find that listening is a skill that's truly undeveloped. I think in my situation, my husband has mastered that versus I have to actually work on it all the time myself, because a lot of times when we're talking to people, as I said before, we are mentally going ahead and having an answer to what they're saying before they actually even ask the question. So we definitely want to make sure that we're actually paying attention to that person and that we use some of the skills of which will actually help you focus, which is look at them, watch their facial features, look at their body, watch their hand gestures. Tells you a lot about a person. Some people are masters at reading body language. So you can focus on this, and this actually will help you improve your listening skill. So do that. So the other thing is, number 2, give and the rest will follow. This is actually scriptural, but sometimes we don't go into a relationship like that, and we really should. If you are the person that gives first, it makes a bigger impact on that relationship. So, and when I say give, there are a lot of things you can do, but you want to do it willingly, not because there's something at the end for you to gain. You want to give to that person because you want to. And that may be as simple as what I mentioned early on, is giving a little birthday happy. You'd be surprised how far that takes your relationship in the future. My husband used to tell me years ago when I first moved back to my home area, and he used to remind me, he said, you know, people like gifts. People do sincerely like gifts. So, and that reminded me, that's something I really like to do. I really like to see people smile. And so to see somebody light up, and sometimes it's nothing major. You'd be surprised. Like I said, I'm in the healthcare field, and I find that nurses love pens, not even expensive pens. They use so many, and it seems like it's so minor, but it really is important. If that's every day, all day long, you're writing and having a pen, a good pen, and several of them, really helps you through the day. So it's just a little minor, a little suggestion that you can do, especially when you're out marketing. But when you're trying to develop a relationships, this is something you want to do. So you want to give. And like I said, it doesn't have to be something that's actually physical. It can actually be as simple as sending that person a contact that they don't have or that you think they can benefit from. So this takes a little bit of thought sometimes. So when you're going through and you're thinking about that relationship, and maybe you should spend extra time during the week, not a lot, but extra time to say, oh, what can I do for so-and-so this week? Look through your contacts and see if there's somebody. As I said before, I'm in the healthcare field. So if I was talking to another healthcare person, you know, they may benefit from this contact. Send it to them. And, you know, tell them a little bit about what the person does. Not sure if you need this contact, but I just thought it would be somebody great you should know. And that's one way to give. The other is referrals. Referrals that's a big impact on most people's business. Sometimes referrals don't lead to necessarily a client or any money benefit at the end of the day, but it's number one, a thought behind it. Now, I would suggest that you not get in a habit of sending referrals that have nothing behind it, because then a person starts to gather that you're just doing that so they can do it, or you're getting something from them and they're not getting anything from you. So, you know, give, and then give of your time. If you know that they're working on an event, it's okay if you got a little time to volunteer at that event, offer your time up. You'd be surprised. Sometimes it's just 2 hours or an hour. Sometimes it's helping to make calls. The things I do, I'm always looking for door prizes. So, you know how it is, the struggle to get door prizes. So one of the things I tell people, I know I can help you. I can give some door prizes, and I probably know a couple other people that can give you a door prize. So give. These are ways to give. And of course, if you have a chance to sponsor or be a part of somebody's event by financially supporting it, you know, you'd be surprised. Some events the sponsorships are low and sometimes they're high. So you may have to get creative in how you do that, but give of your time, your resources, and your finance, and you will see the return come back. This helps build relationship. So number 3, be consistent, manage your emotion expectations, and be positive. So women, this is probably one that we probably need to employ more, because we tend to sometimes let our emotions get out of control, or just, maybe show some emotions when we don't have to, even though it's something that you should be upset about. You don't have to as they say, don't let them see you sweat. So this is one of those times where you want to keep your emotional your emotions in check. Develop your EI, and EI stands for emotional intelligence. So what is that? That means you are aware of what makes you upset. Yes, you should be aware of the person you're talking to, what makes them upset, but you need to develop your own emotional intelligence and how to control it, and develop techniques that keeps you calm in a situation that would normally make a person want to explode. So definitely work on that, because you don't want people to see you as a negative person, even though you may have a reason to be upset. We in business, and I've been a business owner for 22 years plus, and there are highs and lows, and along with those highs and lows, there's a lot of stress, a lot of unpredictability. And so, but in that time, you still don't want people to think that, hey, she's having one of those low moments, so don't call her because she might chew you out, or as they say, bite your head off. So you don't want to be seen as that person, because they will definitely be calling you crazy behind your back. And you don't want to be that person that's known as crazy, because what that means is, if I don't know the consistency of your personality, then I don't know how you're going to treat my referral, my friends, people that I think that you can help. But I don't know if you can help them if they're going to deal with your stress and how you feel, or when you're up and down, or that, just being negative, really. So your emotions will affect your business as far as referrals and building relationships. People do not have time for an individual who cannot control their emotions. So don't let your emotions swing from highs and low. And remember, every connection that you make has a potential of 7 more connections or referrals. So that means you equals 7 people, and those other 7 people equals what? 49 people, because each one of them have 7 people connected to them. So you can see how big and out of control things can get if people begin to think that you're a very negative person, or a person who doesn't know how to control her emotions. So him or her, to say that. But mostly us ladies tend to demonstrate that more than men, but men also have emotional problems too. So be in control of your emotions, and focus on being positive, because people like to be around positive people. People like to be around happy people. So even if you're not happy, smile anyway, because people respond to that. And this will help you to continue to build a strong relationship. So number 4, be intentional on spending extra time or special time with people that you are trying to build relationships, especially key people, because these people are going to impact uh, referrals for you or business for you. You know, connections are important. So be intentional on spending time and key people. When I say key people, that doesn't necessarily mean the CEO of an organization. It could be the secretary, because people forget to, in order to get to a CEO, they have assistants, they have secretaries, they have people that control the door. We call them gatekeepers. So you want to get some of those people you really need to put on the key people to build relationships with as well. Invest time in that. And that may be, you know, not just sending them referrals and stuff, but that may be dropping by occasionally to say hello. Sometimes just popping by and saying, hey, I just wanted to see how you were doing today. You know, hey, I wanted to bring some flowers for the office here. Hey, is it okay if I can bring breakfast tomorrow morning for y'all? If it's okay, I'll just bring something by. And it could be as simple as donuts. You know how most of the time most women will say, why did you bring those donuts, as we're eating the donuts? So those little things go a long way. And I mentioned breakfast because sometimes your budget may not allow for a lot, but breakfast, technically speaking, on most occasions, is a little more less expensive than bringing lunch or taking a staff out to dinner. Now, at the same sense, you can also have coffee with that individual that you want to spend time with, or you could have a dinner. The other thing you could do, some of the other things that I think are neat that I've seen people do, which is they may buy tickets to the game because they know that person likes basketball. Wouldn't it be neat to just take somebody to a basketball game? It doesn't have to be a special one. Now, of course, anybody would love tickets to the Super Bowl or the NCAA finals or something like that. And that's stretching it some, but if you just so happen to have box office tickets to that, then hey, sometimes take that person that you're trying to develop a relationship with. And then the other thing you can do is, like I said, one of the things you can do is set aside 20 minutes, or even if it's 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, you know, maybe it's not weekly, maybe it's monthly, maybe it is. If it is weekly, it doesn't have to be a long time that you spend with that person. I know when I'm on LinkedIn, a lot of people do discovery calls. Now, discovery calls mean that you don't really know the person, but in that same time slot, that could be time that you spend with a person that you are trying to get to know. So you are still in a discovery mode. So keep that in mind when you're trying to develop this relationship with this person that you want to go beyond with. So spending a little extra time and being very intentional with this. This is part of your plan in developing amazing relationship. Be intentional on spending extra time, special time with key people. And, you know, also invite them to networking events and things like that that you're going to, conferences, etc., that they may not know about. Inform them of it, send them a note of it, anything like that. But be very intentional with your purpose here. Number 5, try to listen and learn what is important to this individual. Now, we're just following up on that other thing about being intentional. You want to know a little bit more about them. So that may be, they may be really interested in spending time with their kids after work. You do want to get to know key people a little more on the personal side as well. Now, sometimes you can't get beyond the business side, but learn different things about them. Maybe they love golfing, you know. maybe that's something they like to do. Maybe they're like me. I love tennis. So people know that about me. So if they want to get in a conversation and can't give me tennis, we'll do the trick. That's the same thing when you're trying to build a special relationship, a key relationship with somebody. And again, remember, these are relationships that you want to develop over time, and that leads to major collaborations at the end of the day. So try to listen and learn what makes that person tick. Not just their job, because most of the time it's not their job that makes them tick. A lot of time it's their family. A lot of time it's a hobby that they like doing. They could like arts in the background. It could be a creative person. You don't know, but if you listen and pay attention and watch and be observant, when you come in their office, look and see what they have on the wall. Some people have all their trophies and awards on the wall. Well, hey, if they like winning and being seen, maybe nominate them for award. You never know where it's gonna lead. So again, learn a little bit more, pay attention, because this is gonna help you with that relationship, that key relationship that you're trying to develop and make it something totally amazing. And keep in mind also, everybody likes to hear their name. Everybody likes to be seen in limelight, even the quiet and the people that hide behind the scene. They really do like to hear their name. So sometimes create a situation where that can occur, so keep that in mind. Try to learn, listen, and learn what's important to that individual. Then the sixth thing is be sincere, be honest, and always remain humble. And for me, just be real. And what is that? What does that mean? Some people are like, what do you mean just be real? Well, most of the time in the workforce, we kind of put on I always say people, they show you what they want you to see. But when you're trying to build a relationship with somebody, as time go along, you want to make sure that the person is basically, what you see is what you get. People like sincere people. People like people who are honest, that are straightforward, even when it doesn't seem that's the type of person they are. When you have these qualities, people tend to trust you a little easier. And what does trust lead to? Referrals. And referrals, you get referrals from strong relationships. And strong relationships lead to great collaborations that, to me, at the end of the day, is money in the bank. So be honest. You just want to be yourself. If there's a situation that you don't feel like you can be honest with somebody, and maybe it's too early in the relationship, but if the relationship is leading you to be that you can't be yourself, then maybe that's a key relationship that you need to put on hold, or maybe it's a relationship you shouldn't spend as much time on. And some relationships, keep in mind, take longer than others to build. So, you can eventually get there, but you want to work on relationships too that are going to lead you somewhere faster as well. So anyway, those are the 6 things that I have used that help me to build amazing relationships. And you can start with these 6 things that will help you through and build amazing relationships. So let's go over those things again. So what are they? Take the time to listen. So you want to take the time to listen. You always want to give first. Control your emotions and be positive. Create special time to spend with certain people. You want to be intentional with that. Intentional with creating special time with those key individuals. And you just need to do that. And then the other thing is just be real and be yourself. Be you, because people buy people. They don't buy products, they buy people. You know, that's why in commercials and things you see where they go get celebrities and people like that to pitch a product, because they understand that people buy people. So these are the things that I suggest in building amazing relationships. And for me, that means leading to amazing, wonderful collaborations. So if you like to learn more or you like to talk with me, you can text Kearn at 773-993-1652. Text Kearn 773-993-1652. You can also reach me at 228-239-1867. That's 228-239-1867. And again, this is Kearn Cherry, the collaborator.